All right, we're back in the office and we're going to take a look at a few examples of people doing probably illegal things. I mean, by the letter of the law, they're probably all illegal. However, in my opinion, every cyclist that runs a red light, there should be some context taken from each situation applied to it, and probably what we'll find is that because not all cyclists are trying to be above the law, but simply keep themselves as safe as possible. First example is this one here. Cars are dangerous, they said. Can we just take note? This shot is taken from the right-hand side of a vehicle. Anybody in the UK will know that the driver sits on the right-hand side. So in this situation already, who's the most dangerous person in this situation? The cyclist on a really lightweight bike that's nimble, that's easy to stop, that's highly maneuverable and very unlikely to cause any sort of accident. Or the person who might stop at a red light, whoop-de-doo, yet they are driving a 2 plus 3 ton metal box whilst filming a cyclist. I mean, already. Anyway, right. Cyclist goes through the red light. Again, illegal by the letter of the law. However, the amount of awareness this cyclist has is great. Look, in this situation, you can see him looking across the traffic to see what's going to be turning in front of him. He turns his head to the left to see what traffic is coming out of this junction. So this cyclist isn't simply just going hell for leather through this red light and hoping for the best. He's decided that it's safe enough to go through this red light at this point. And clearly it's not safe enough because he brings it to a stop before he sets off again. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Letter of the law, yes, illegal. My opinion, nothing wrong with that. He's getting out of the way of the traffic that's probably behind him. It looks like a busy area. So it's probably better that this traffic tries to overtake him while they're both travelling at a certain speed, rather than him trying to accelerate up to speed after the traffic lights. And again, not a problem. Over 90% of cyclists don't adhere to the red light. They never said. That's just a stat that's just been made up. We know from studies that have been done that it's about 30% of cyclists that run a red light. But again, here we've got a situation where this person's filming from the driver's seat of this vehicle. They're also encroaching on the bicycle box at the front of a junction, which allows cyclists to get to the front of the queue. But whatever. This cyclist, again, has stopped right on the edge of the curb before they've just ridden straight out. So again, it's a cyclist or a person who is taking enough care with what they're doing, and they understand that they're taking their lives into their own hands here. And again, makes a maneuver through a red light, however, probably was safe to do so. Next up, darkness, red light, no right turn. Let's see what happens here. This cyclist is heading into a box junction. This cyclist has got their hood up. Peripheral vision will be at an all-time low right now. That is more dangerous than going through a red light. I'll tell you that for a fact. I'll tell you that for note. All right? Look at this wanker. So I presume there's going to be a car entering this shot any minute because he's just made an evasive maneuver to the left, and lo and behold, there you go. There was a car turning right. It was a car's right away. He was on the red light. He should have stopped. Absolutely no two ways about that. Should have stopped. End of. Cycling Mikey is quick to point out car drivers' mistakes. What about cyclist mistakes? I guess car drivers' mistakes often can lead to a loss of life or permanent injury to somebody. A cyclist who makes a mistake, the chances are it's going to be themselves that they're going to hurt. Just bear that in mind. And bear this in mind. When someone gets off their bike, are they still a cyclist? Pedestrian. Human being. Same with a person in a car. Are they a motorist or are they just a human being? But again, we've got someone here filming from the right-hand side of the car, which is illegal, which is highly dangerous. Regardless of whether this car's stopped or not, if a policeman saw that, they will pull them over. Now, who's going to get more of a fine and more points on their license? Someone who went through a red light on a bicycle or someone sat on their phone? Red light, it's a Just Eat rider, and he's made no attempt to stop. He's made no attempt to stop, and he's made no attempt to, by the looks of it, look where he's going and how safe it is. What's happening on out of shot, I don't know. Maybe it's as safe as asses down there. Maybe there's not a car in sight, but still, the way he went through that with very little consideration for potential dangers makes me think that probably a bit of a dickhead. Probably does this a lot and probably will get caught out at some point by doing that. Didn't seem very aware of their surroundings compared to the other cyclists that we've seen. Right, this is on my route. I know this road. I've seen this video. I'll put it on my TikTok. Is this cyclist right or wrong to go through a red light? Now, in my opinion, I think it's absolutely fine for this cyclist to go through here. You could argue that they're right up on the brow there. you can't actually see, but I know this road, and you can see enough through there. You can see the top of a car if it was coming. You've got plenty of time to see stuff. Red light on a rural road that's temporary could mean that this light wouldn't pick up on the sensor a cyclist. So a cyclist potentially could be stood there for 10-20 minutes before another car comes and engages that sensor and allows this light to change to green. Another argument for going through this red light, in my opinion, would be that if this cyclist stops here, it's a slight uphill, so when they set off, they're going to be going a lot slower than the cars behind them accelerating, causing a bigger queue of traffic. We don't know how long these roadworks last for, so potentially if it's a long row of cones, all these cars could be getting backed up, and then if it was busy, 5, 6, 7, 8 cars, they might not all get through on time. So if this cyclist moves out of the way, it means that when the lights change to green, all the cars can just get through as quickly and as safely and as efficiently as possible, and then they'll probably catch the cyclist up a little bit further down the road where it's probably a bit safer and everyone's travelling at speed and they can just get around them nice and easy, nice and quick. Now, in my opinion, if the cyclist stayed on the left-hand side of the road, then that would be considered dangerous, and I think that would be a stupid move. But you can see the cars coming through the roadworks there. The cyclist on the safest part it can be. There's no roadworks going on here. Clearly, this has been coned off for the stuff that's going off on the left-hand side of the road. There's no issue at all with this. And again, personally, it's much safer doing this than it would be to have stopped at those lights. But as ever, leave your comments down below and let me know what you think to these situations and these cyclists stroke human beings. Thanks.